Greetings from sunny SoCal. This is kind of made for precision hydration, so precision hydration are often a club of salty sweaters, and we understand the importance of fluid and fluidity in our body and what water does. Should know our body is around about 70% water, so when we move, we want to move fluidly, like the world's most expensive cat moves fluidly. When we run, we want to move fluidly. A lot of times when you're running, we'll find people can be kind of segmented or stiff. There seems to be in our culture an element of tension is required to run, or we do a lot of planking, bracing, stiffening up movements, and basically the best runners in the world are fluid. So this video is how to add some fluidity into your running with two just really simple exercises. I call it like checking for gum. So we want to stand, we want to be nice and comfortable. It's a really good idea to do this bare feet because your sense of balance and proprioception will be much better. And basically, we check for gum on the right, check for gum on the left, the back, and check for gum at the back. You add those movements to your running and you'll notice rhythm and fluidity creates a wave-like movement which creates fluid movement, and you'll experience that. So this is how to add. If you feel like you're a little stiff and rigid and things are tight, this is how to add contralateral movement, so balance between right and left, give and take, fluidity, rhythm into your running. It's a really good idea. It's a nice sensation. Most people that try this feel a lot more fluid and supple when they run, and then kind of embrace that, and it's a nice sensation. Okay, so it's real simple. Doesn't matter which leg. Everyone's got a better balanced leg and a better doing leg. So usually the leg you pick up first, you're standing on your balanced leg. And all that you do is you're going to kind of look and pretend you're trying to check for a piece of gum on the sole of your feet. And then you kind of put it back down. So as I'm lifting it up, notice that my body's turning and you want to check for gum. There, I kind of lost my balance. So with checking for gum in the front, you don't actually visually have to look down, but you want to sort of do this movement. It's easier if I kind of look ahead, then my balance is better. We can start thinking about a kind of a running posture with my arms, similar to how I run, and then notice the twist that I get in my upper body. Okay, so this is becoming a nice kind of smooth movement, basically scooping your foot up and checking for gum. And we do that on the left side. So I balance better on my left side, so kind of got to concentrate, but that looks pretty good. So as you scoop up, notice my body turns to the left. Don't suppress that movement. That's the rhythm and the fluidity that we want in our running, this upper body connecting to your hips. So scoop it up. It's quite important to try and almost turn, let your knee get out and your foot come up this way. So it's not just that, it's really try and get the sole of your foot up towards the roof. And notice when I'm doing it, almost like sitting a little bit, that's also okay. You're going to turn your hips to help create that movement. So once you do that, exactly the same kind of pace that I'm doing it, nice and slow, scooping up. Do like 8 reps on the right, 8 reps on the left. And then you can check for gum on that side, check for gum on this side, check for gum on this side. Really try and turn that foot up so that the inside of your foot's facing up. It's quite good for your shins and your ankle range of motion too, and your balance. Cool, so that's gum at the front. Gum at the back, we're going to turn and we're going to look over our shoulder. And this time you do want to move your head and look over your shoulders. So we're going to turn and look over my shoulder, and I want to see the soles of my feet. It's really good for the follow through of your running, to relax your ankles and to kind of soften your ankles and feet for running. If you think about it, that's the follow through of your running, right? So this really helps just kind of get familiar and comfortable with the follow through. So nice and slow and smooth. I look over my shoulder. It does challenge your balance system. If you battle with your balance, you can hold on to something in the beginning. But later on, you kind of want to be able to do these moves without. And notice now, turning, I kind of arch my spine and I'm creating space to look over my shoulder. And that's desirable. We want to move with our whole body. So it's very okay to open up my spine and kind of arch my back. Okay, and the same on this side. Try and keep the movements nice and smooth. It's okay, kind of if you lose your balance and go back down. We want about 8 movements to that side, and then we can go this way and that way, this way and that way, this way and that way, scoop to the front, scoop to the front, up the back, up the back. So those are kind of just the 4 planes of checking gum. For these kind of exercises, I like to put a timer on things. So really the perfect amount of time for people to concentrate is the length of a rock song or pop song. That's why they are 3 minutes, because that's kind of as long as our attention span lasts. So you can put on some music and you can kind of dance and play around with those 3 movements for the length of a pop song. And there's your dance. And I guarantee when you run, you'll start to have access to sensations of your shoulders going this way and that way, movement in your spine, length in your spine. It kind of opens up your hips, creates space in your hips, really helps you follow through. Do 3 minutes of that a day, or just before you go for a run will be a good idea. You know, now with so many people working from home, it's a great little break in between sitting and when you're stiffening up and kind of getting locked down in this pattern. So there we go. Real simple way to add fluidity to your running and your movement and your walking. Be safe and take care and run well, move well, feel good. Thank you.